You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.
So, welcome everyone to the Glenville Cricket Complex. The Empire State Titans and the New Jersey Stallions set and ready to go. Both sides coming off victories yesterday. News out from the toss is that the New Jersey Stallions called right and they have elected to have a field first. As has been perhaps the norm in this Eastern Division, we've seen a lot of sides really go into the toss hoping to win and send the others into bat. Conditions here at the Glenville Cricket Complex, bit difficult perhaps at first, but it can get much better as the day goes on. We saw yesterday in the morning game, outfield perhaps a little bit on the slower side, but then once we got into the afternoon game, zipping outfield, the pitch played a lot better, a lot more suitable for batting. So the Stallions, with a similar mindset to everyone else, we'll start things off bowling to Sawan Patel and Christopher Vantal, the batters out to the middle for the Empire State Titans. You look at the New Jersey Stallions, they boast such a powerful bowling lineup. The Empire State Titans would have gotten the victory in a rain-affected match yesterday. Dev Gandhi, who we'll probably see later on with the bat, playing a big hand in that. Javon Sills, the Titan skipper as well. Good all-round effort from him. And their bowlers and their fielders were certainly outstanding, which we'll see later on. One thing about this Empire State Titans team, a very young side put together. And they've shown their capabilities. They've already had an impact. So look at the lineups, the Empire State Titans. No changes, I think, as you would expect. A side right from the get-go with points on the board. Not really a need to change anything there. And going with the same side as they did yesterday. As for the New Jersey Stallions, much of the same as well. We did see that one big change at the top of the order in terms of the order and not so much the player, but we did see Cameron Delport shuffled a bit up to the order with Dominic Rickey. Sai Mukamal and Monang Patel came after. So Stephen Wigg will be starting things off here for the Stallions, bowling to Christopher Vantel. And right away, Christopher Vantel goes up and over. And first bit of runs here for the Empire State Titans. Christopher Vantel starts things off with a boundary. So right away, some pressure on Stephen Wigg. And we know Christopher Vantel is a very attacking player. And there's a prime example of it from ball one. Looking to go after, especially the Pacers, will relish the opportunity to have some pace on the ball from Stephen Wigg. Tall man as well as Christopher Vantel. Much better delivery there from Stephen Wigg, just perhaps cramping him a little bit. Very versatile bowling attack. You can see, you saw three of them there on the screen. Bhaskar Yadram, Raymond Ramratan, and Darren Davis all in the same shot. They've got a good lineup of pace. They've got Stephen Wigg, Jesse Singh. Bhaskar Yadram's return is a much better sight for them. Cameron Delport. Sawan Patel comes into strike, and the spinners need no introduction. Darren Davis, Sachin Mailavarapu, Raymond Ramratan. Such a tough side to get in. You've got the likes of Siddharth Matani. Can't even make the side. Shows the depth that the Stallions team has. Even on the bench, they have some talent. So Sawan Patel on strike. Good delivery there from Stephen Wigg. Left alone, and through it goes to Monang Patel. Behind the stumps. Arjun Vajela out there on the fence. The Stallions will definitely need to field as good as the Empire State Titans did yesterday. We saw some really good fielding efforts. Nicely driven up from Sawan Patel, but only as far as the captain, Jesse Singh. Much better here from Stephen Wigg compared to that first delivery. Was right in the slot, offering some pace, and Christopher Vantel will not miss out on that, especially in the power play. Since then, he's bowled much better. And that one guided down from Sawan Patel. Protection out there. It is Vajela. And they'll come back for a couple of runs. So he's just pulled his length back perhaps a little bit here, Stephen Wigg. That one directed much nicer from Sawan Patel. Not a bad start this from the Empire State Titans. That boundary has definitely helped. 7 on the board. Final delivery in the first over. You'll take perhaps 7 and over, 8 and over on conditions like this, especially batting first so early in the morning. Two left-handers, Stephen Wigg to Sawan Patel. Looking for an ambitious drive there is Sawan Patel. Got some width, but missed out on it. It's 7 for none after the first over.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट में क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
7 after the first over. Jesse Singh. Oh, what a delivery that from Jesse Singh. One of the rare times that we haven't seen him open the bowling straight away for the New Jersey Stallions, allowing Stephen Wigg to get the first nod, but here he comes from the other end, and he's started off with a belt of a delivery to Christopher Van Tol. Van Tol yesterday, we saw him get a boundary early on, but after that the runs had dried up from him. Looking to have a little bit more consistency in his flow, but Jesse Singh is not always an easy man to target, as shown here in the couple of deliveries he's bowled. Very experienced campaigner. He's had experience for the USA and in the major leagues as well for the championship winning MI New York. Oh, what a shot. But has he picked out the fielder? Yes, he has. So Christopher Van Tol has to go. Looked to be a good shot. A shorter delivery from Jesse Singh, pulled away. But in the end, straight to Raymond Ramratan. And the first wicket goes down for the Empire State Titans. Van Tol looking to make a mark, looking to go after Jesse Singh. In the end, pulls one straight to Ramratan, and it's 7 for 1 for the Empire State Titans. See the celebrations there from the Stallions. They know they've got a big wicket there. Christopher Van Tol always looking to make a mark straight away, always looking to assert himself. Hasn't worked out well on that occasion. And Dev Gandhi, this is a man who certainly asserted himself in yesterday's contest, hitting 2 big sixes to practically win the game for the Empire State Titans. With those 2 sixes, it meant they only needed about 3 runs from the final over. But here's another look at the wicket. Aggressive, mean pull from Van Tol. Just couldn't get the placement right. Picked out Raymond Ramratan. Raymond Ramratan is one of the best fielders in the Eastern Division. He's not going to put those down. And Dev Gandhi, a promotion up the order. Went from a low order hitter in the last game to a number 3 batter, looking to make use of the power play. Jesse Singh gets one just outside off and is left alone. It'll be interesting here to see how Dev Gandhi plays this one, because they've lost an early wicket in the form of Christopher Van Tol. Yesterday's game, you could say, for the Empire State Titans was perhaps a bit easier, being only a 12-over game, requiring only 66. Perhaps a little more license to go, knowing there's less time. This one, though, a full 20 overs. And only 11 balls into that 20. So Dev Gandhi will have a lot of work to do. Will probably need to change the game plan here, which it looks to be the case. This has been a very good over from Jesse Singh. 4 dots on the wicket. On the verge of a wicket maiden here. If he can get another dot in. There's Cameron Delport. Big marquee signing. Wildcard signing for the New Jersey Stallions. Hustle through here for a single. That is a good bit of fielding from Stephen Wigg. But in the end, they get through safely in the end. So a wicket maiden averted by just a single. It's 8 for 1 after 2 overs as we take another look here. Driven down the ground from Dev Gandhi. Stephen Wigg almost immediately, whilst almost in the air, throwing at stumps. Couldn't connect. And it's 8 for 1.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Eight for one, the Empire State Titans. Wig continues. Bowling to Dev Gandhi. The hero of the last game, as mentioned. Will need to play another big innings here, and even bigger innings for the Empire State Titans here. 8 for 1 after 2 overs. Wild swing, and in fact he's gone. So Stephen Wig strikes again. Dave Gandhi looking to go big again. And Stephen Wig has started off the third over right where Jesse Singh left off in the second. Picks up another wicket. And Dave Gandhi, not a shot he'd want to look back on. A wild slug across the line. And Stephen Wig strikes. Better angle of it. Just a little clip of the bail. And it spells OUT for Dave Gandhi. It's 8 for 2 as Gandhi goes for 1. So the U21 Kwame Patton Jr. walks to the middle. In at number 4. Has shown glimpses in the year or so, just over a year of minor league experience for him. Has shown some glimpses of what he's capable of. Has got a bright future, Kwame Patton. He had a big 6 yesterday, but couldn't really push on from that. Stephen Wig and the Stallions, they'll be fired up, especially with some wind in their sails from yesterday with that victory over the New England Eagles. And so far, they've started off this Monday on a very high note. 2 wickets down for the Empire State Titans. 2 big wickets as well in the form of Christopher Vantol and Dave Gandhi. Very happy campers at the moment are the New Jersey Stallions. Kwame Patton gets a good delivery first up, is defending. Stephen Wig has done really well here in 2023. Continue to make mention of Stephen Wig. He's had a bit of an up and down career in terms of his minor league. Was very impressive with 2021. Warranted him a call-up for the USA as a reserve player, as a net bowler. 2022 wasn't really what he would have liked. That one kept a bit low, deceived Kwame Patton there, and threw to Monang Patel. Struggled a bit with some injury problems that Stephen Wig, and in the few games he did play, wasn't able to perhaps make the same impact. But he started off 2023 very, very impressively. Has gone back to that old Stephen Wig form. That one played up to Sai Mukamala. Can't score is Kwame. Man who comes out of the Gotham's Cricket Club, or formerly the Galacticos in New York. New York and New Jersey, Galacticos competing. Very popular, very historic club is the Galacticos, or the Gothams now, across the New York, New Jersey area. Kwame Patton privilege of playing for them. That one driven up. Dominic Ricky called into action. They were thinking of a single there, but in the end sent back. So another good over here from Stephen Wigg. Hasn't given up a run as yet. And would have taken the wicket of Dave Gandhi. As we saw in the last over, the wicket maiden was spoiled by a single. Can Kwame Patton spoil this one? Or will it be Stephen Wigg? Kwame Patton drives it up, and it will be Stephen Wigg who finishes off nicely. So wicket maiden third over from Stephen Wigg. 3 overs done. The Empire State Titans in a bit of trouble. It's 8 for 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Eight for 2, the Titans, after 3 overs. And Jesse Singh with ball in hand yet again. Rightly so. Flicked uppishly in the air. In the vicinity of Dominic Ricky again. Very busy man in the field is Dominic Ricky. Whether he wants to be or not, ball always seems to travel to him. So good start here from Jesse Singh yet again. Got to feel there's some sort of pressure here on Sawan Patel. We mentioned how young this Empire State Titans team is. Sawan Patel, one of the more experienced players. Player that has been around cricket in this region for a long period of time. That one may have struck the equipment there a bit. There'll perhaps be an added sense of responsibility here on Sawan Patel. Jesse Singh is not happy with Sawan Patel not being ready. These two would know each other very well. Both New Jersey natives, play a lot of cricket, both with and against each other. This one played up to Cameron Delport, single to Sawan Patel. Kwame Patton Jr. will also be looking to really make a big impact. I mentioned the few glimpses we've seen. Hasn't been able to really convert a few of those starts that he's had into really special knocks. He'll want to do so today or at some point this season. Good delivery from Jesse Singh, squaring him up a bit. Was still able to get it away for another single. Some better signs here for the Empire State Titans. Just tried to rotate the strike. Still in the power play, but any bad deliveries that arise, always the opportunity. This is the Dave Gandhi dismissal. Swinging away, looking to tee off on Stephen Wigg, and Stephen Wigg probably not the bowler you'd want to do that to so early in the innings. Sawan Patel defensive again. Jesse Singh. Good over still from him. Big partnership here, you feel, these two, Sawan Patel and Kwame Patton Jr. Javon Seals, the captain as well, perhaps will be coming in next. They've played their cards really early here of the Empire State Titans. You look at Van Tol and Sawan Patel at the top order, two of their most senior players. And then the promotion of Dave Gandhi to number 3, and now Kwame Patton Jr. at number 4. It's Jesse Singh aborts the delivery. But just going back to the Titans, and then I mentioned Javon Seals probably next to come in at number 5, so really have played all their cards very early here, especially with the promotion of Dave Gandhi. You've perhaps sacrificed that slot in the middle, lower order, to prop up the top. And really from 6 to 11 after Javon Seals, we'll have to wait and see who will stand up in that sense. Ooh, what a delivery that. Climbing up on Sawan Patel. Really good ball from Jesse Singh. He's bowled really nicely here. Both him and Stephen Wigg gotten good response from the surface here. Mentioned the Glenville Cricket Complex has played quite nicely. We saw it yesterday. Lots of action, 2 very good games here. Thought of one for a split second, not there. So another over comes to a close. It's the 4th one down, it's 10 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Ten for 2 on the board after 4 overs. Struggling here are the Empire State Titans. Sawan Patel is on 3, Kwame Patton is on 1. Vantol was dismissed earlier, so was Dev Gandhi. So bowling change for the New Jersey Stallions, and it's going to be one that we haven't seen quite often. It's Arjun Vajela coming into the attack. Ten for 2 after 4 overs. Not as much bowling opportunities for Arjun Vajela as he'd probably like, but he gets one now. Worked away, picks up a single. Raymond Ramratan out in the deep. So medium pacer Arjun Vajela. Youngster into the side. There you can see some of the Stallions crew there. Siddharth Matani, mentioned at the start of the game, Siddharth Matani unable to make the playing 11, speaks to the strength and depth of the Stallions lineup. Jesse Singh, the captain, in the 2 years has led a very good unit in the New Jersey Stallions. This year they've been rocked back by a couple of defeats. Down the track is Sawan Patel looking to take on the youngster. Doesn't get hold of it. Arjun Vajela has gotten off to a decent start here. This one played away very nicely here from Sawan Patel. Picks up a boundary. So just a second boundary we've seen in the innings so far off the bat of Sawan Patel. And the Empire State Titans, they'll really need that. Runs have been struggling here. They've been hard to come by. With a welcome for that from Sawan Patel. In the air from Sawan Patel, looking to go aggressive again. Ray Ramratan runs around, blocks it off, and they'll get only a couple of runs on that occasion, but Sawan Patel starting to find some bit of timing here. Swung away. That was the boundary. Well. Another one here for the New Jersey Stallions. And it's Vajela into the attack and has struck. Sawan Patel was just looking a bit ominous here for the Empire State Titans. And all of a sudden, he's been removed totally against the run of play in this over. Playing one on. And Sawan Patel really disappointed with himself for that one. Looking to give himself some room. And the inside edge back onto the stumps. And the third wicket goes down. It's 17 for 3, the Titans. So Maniraj Reddy Gedam walks to the middle at 17 for 3. 5 overs completed. New Jersey Stallions have got the Titans right where they want them. Kwame Patog Jr., the man on strike, he is on 2. Power play advantage certainly with the Stallions. And this is interesting. Saiteja Mukamala given the ball. Good bit of fielding there from Jesse Singh. Interesting strategy. We've seen Arjun Vajela and now we've seen Saiteja Mukamala. Driven up again from Kwame Patton Jr. Good bit of work there again from Jesse Singh. Another look at it. Something has gone wrong here perhaps with Jesse Singh. Seems to be struggling a bit, may have taken a hit on the hand. Maybe not. So Jesse Singh feeling the effects of that one. Struck him in the midsection area. Feeling that one a bit. Those always hurt. And Jesse Singh. Is he going off? Looks like it. Perhaps going to get some treatment. Let's get a few minutes out on the sidelines before heading back out there. So back with the action, and Mukamala has bowled very well. 3 dots on the trot. Looking to go big was Kwame Patton. Was there somewhat of an edge there? And could it have flown away to slip to Bhaskar Yadram? Indeed it was. It's runs off the bat. So Kwame Patton. In fact, it is a bye, so it wouldn't have been a chance. There's Cameron Delport yet again. So I'm joined in the box now by Suhas Vedam, top quality commentator. Worked with Suhas across the country. And Suhas, welcome to the Empire State Titans versus the New Jersey Stallions.
Thank you so much, Matt. A lovely day to everyone. What an exciting start it's been, actually. Now the power play restrictions will be lifted, Matt. It's been an exciting start because there have been 3 jolts already. 18 for 3.
$18 for 3 after 6 overs. Power play restrictions lifted. And Cameron Delport introduced. Good bit of fielding there. Raymond Ramratan came in. And now Kwame Patton slipped, but able to regain his feet just in time. And almost some troubling scenes there for the Empire State Titans, Suhas.
I'm very interested in seeing Delport ball today. Just get a feeling that this wicket will assist him. And it's a great time to come in and bowl as well. And you pin the opposition down to 20 odd now for the loss of 3. It's good thinking there. The batters always knew that a single can be converted into 2 by remaining positive, and it's very important, Matt, that they remain positive at this stage. A counter-attacking innings required from Gadab.
That one played up straight to Deron Davis. No chance of scoring there, but yeah, you're right. When you're going at 3.2 and over with 3 wickets down, it's a very difficult job because you've got to find a way to keep the wickets in hand, but you've also got to play a couple of shots, really counter-attack. That one getting the outside edge. Bhaskar Yadram is posted out there. This has been a good over here from Cameron Delport. We've seen good bowling all around from the Stallions, even if they have mixed things up a little bit. We saw Vajela, we saw Mukamala, and now Cameron Delport. Getting a single here is Gedam. Such a powerful bowling lineup. Such a versatile bowling lineup. We make mention so many different variations in this bowling side for the New Jersey Stallions. This one pulled away from Kwame Patton. Arjun Vajela posted out there, limiting it to just a single. And that'll end the 7th over for the Titans. It's 23 for 3.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Look at the scorecard here. For those joining, what you've missed has been a quality bowling display from the New Jersey Stallions. And even though this is a side that has lost 2 of their opening games, they came back well yesterday. And we know the quality in this team. The talent cannot be denied. Kamala continues and starts off with a good delivery here to Kwame Patton. And Suhas, what do you make of the way the Stallions have used their bowlers? They've mixed things up a little bit with Mukamala and Vajela.
I was very surprised to see Mukamala operate within the power play once again. They've been excellent. It's just that it's prudent captaincy. Jesse puts his hand up, picks up a wicket. And now the spinners are weaving a web. You could sense that the length is also such that it's just outside the comfort zone of the left-hander. It's a dream delivery, Matt. Well done, Monank.
Certainly. Down the track goes Kwame Patton, and he has picked out Deron Davis in the deep. So something had to give for the Empire State Titans. Kwame Patton looking to go big, and in the end picks out Deron Davis. Couldn't have gotten it any sweeter than that, and he's a sweet fielder. He's a good fielder, Deron Davis. Isn't going to drop those, and the 4th wicket down for the Stallions, Suhas.
This is wonderful to watch from Deron Davis. Just knew every inch of that boundary rope, it seems. Timed his jump to perfection. And all those hours in the gym, it comes very handy to maintain balance of that sort. Otherwise, that ball was traveling. The shot itself was a jolt from the blue. He wanted Sai Teja to feel the pressure. But in hindsight, that shot wasn't required because he didn't look at the scorecard while he went after it. Ladam departs for just 3. In deeper trouble now, the Stallions. They're tottering 24 for 4.
Would have been Gedam departing, not Kwame Patton, my mistake. So Javon Sales walks out to the middle for the Empire State Titans at 24 for 4. Skipper of the side. And he's here because of this. Maniraj Gedam looking to get on with it. Deron Davis, as you mentioned, timing the jump to perfection. Holds on. Couple inches inside the ropes in the end, quite comfortably. And the New Jersey Stallions are rolling here. Pressure on the captain, Javon Sales. We saw him really try to hit his way out of some pressure yesterday. Played a couple of really funky looking shots. And we know he can hit them a long way back. Sales. But as a captain walking in with the experience of Javon Sales, how does it play in your mind that your side is 24 for 4, Subhas?
24 for 4. Some of the shots that we always call his trademark shots, his flamboyance, it's something that he's got to curtail for a while. It's time to play looking at the scorecard because it's reading a story that he doesn't want to read. The coach would be looking at this innings from Javon as something that can be an example for the other boys as well. He sets high standards for himself, and it's good that he's got game time yesterday and succeeded.
So right away goes unorthodox with the sweep. Vajela running around and a couple of runs to get Javon Seals off and running. So right away, Suhas, it looks like the mindset is clear. He's going to play his natural game.
Oh, Matt, if you sense what Javon was trying to do is play with the mind of the opposition captain. He wants to play with the counterpart even before he plays Mukamalla. Exactly in the area that he wanted so that he can force a field change. Still a slip has been deployed. And that's the best thing to do, Matt. If you're trying to go leg side, plonk your front foot outside the stump line, you're not a candidate for LBW anymore.
Yeah, smart play there from Seals. Even if you are to go big, if you don't connect, at least you have somewhat of an insurance policy for LBW. So good over here from Saiteja Mukamala. Got the wicket of Gedam. Will be looking to finish off nicely. That one just defended from Seals. Another overdone. 8 completed. 24 for 4, the Empire State Titans.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
The Saiteja knew that he wanted to launch that appeal and then withdrew. Now Delport, very tidy in the first over. On any other day, 5 or 15 would be questioned by the coach and the skipper, not today. Because this is a resurrecting innings from Patton. Interestingly, Seals is yet to open his account, despite that shot that we thought was played really, really well behind square in the previous over. Matt, there's absolutely no doubt that the ball's turning.
Yeah, certainly. We look at the conditions here. Even throughout the east here and at Mercer County, provided a lot of turn for the spinners here. But interestingly enough, we haven't really seen the potential of the spin attack here from the Stallions. We've seen a lot of pace. On the contrary, we saw Jesse Singh, Stephen Wigg, Vajela. Now they've continued with Cameron Delport. The only spin we've seen has been Saiteja Mukamala. Especially when you compare him with the likes of Sachin Malavarapu, who just was on screen there, Raymond Ramratan and Darren Davis. It's been a bit of an interesting innings here with the ball for the New Jersey Stallions.
I think it's just a matter of time before Sachin gets going. What do you do as someone in Sachin's shoes? If you were in Sachin's shoes right now, what would you do to attract the attention of your skipper? You know the ball's turning.
I think you've just got to hope Saiteja Mukamala bowls as best as he can. The better Mukamala bowls, the more Sachin can go up to the captain and say, well, Skip, if Saiteja Mukamala, someone a little bit more of a part-timer, can generate as much turn as he is, why not me?
Another very quiet over from Delport and point taken. 9 overs later, 29 for 4.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का.
But nonetheless, another quiet over for the Stallions here. Just 2 off it from Delport. It's 28 for 4 after 9.
Very interesting this. Now Saiteja Mukamalla ready to roll his arm over for the 3rd time already. Doesn't make good connection.
So Sills with a single gets Kwame Patton. We did correct a bit of an error with the scoring. He would have gotten off the mark with a couple of runs with that sweep we saw off his first ball. So he's moves up to 4. The score at 29. Kwame Patton is on strike. Mukamala into his 3rd over. Very, very strange scenes here indeed for the Stallions.
And Matt, the slip in place for the left-hander just tells you that Mukamala is looking for wickets as many as possible in this over as well, wanting to turn the ball away from the left-hander. Now this is how he got the last one. Terrific catch. Javon Davis just knew exactly. These are the kind of catches that you practice these days as well. The coach just tell you that imagine that the boundary ropes are shrinking forever.
Take it on the pot again is Seals, and yeah, you're right. Especially in today's game, with so many of these catches being the norm, perhaps. I'm sure Coach Neil McGarrell for the Stallions has practiced quite a few of those, as has Deron Davis, top quality fielder. Again, worked away with that somewhat of unorthodox sweep, and they'll get another one because of the overthrow. So Javon Sales, always a free-flowing player, always a counter-attacking player, and he's looking to do so here with Mukamala. Even if he's not getting them to the boundary, he's definitely getting the 1s and 2s in, Suhas.
I absolutely love this, Matt. Look at the way he went back for the 2nd run. Once again, cheeky. Jesse's not happy. He expected better from the fielder in the deep. Didn't have the fuel to reach the fence. Perhaps a little more Sunoco would do.
Seals again, bit fuller delivery there, able to get down to play another reverse sweep. And yeah, you mentioned not enough to get it for 4. Maybe in another hour or so, probably it would have. We saw how this outfield really transformed as the day went on. It got quicker and quicker. Kwame Patton strokes this one up for a single. 8 off the over. And when you look in the context of this game, it's not a bad one. It's 36 for 4 at the halfway stage.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
"36 for 4 at the end of 10. The New Jersey Stallions, if they were told that they can pin the opposition down to 36 for 4 at the end of 10, and who are the opposition? Empire State. Well, they would say, all right, we'll take it with both hands. What a terrific start it's been with the ball in hand. And as this game's progressing, Matt, I think the umpire will also realize that the bowler's run-up is always going to be short. This is despite Jesse doing well initially. Look how quickly our game's changing. And the captain is spanning the field and asking who is a spinner today.
They've got quite a few of them. We've seen Syed Mukamala, we've seen Sachin Malavarpu, they've got Deron Davis, they've got Raymond Ramratan, and they've even got Dominic Ricky. Can bowl some spinners as well. Up and over. And that is a really good shot from Kwame Patan Jr. Goes all the way. And Suhas, a much needed six that, and perhaps a shift in this contest here for the Titans in the last over and a half.
What a way to welcome Sachin Malarapu. Started off with a good delivery, but Kwame Patan's just making him realize that the counter-attack has begun. They trust their batting lineup to be as long as it can get, especially to withstand 10 more overs. Despite a start which isn't good enough, Kwame Patan has decided it's time to go for the big shots. Inside out, it's very difficult to play as well, Matt. Everything was right about that shot.
This one cut away. Dominic Ricky in the outfield. Will be just one. This was Kwame Patan Jr. He mentioned offside six is always the more difficult to hit. Not for Kwame Patan Jr., that's for sure. Certainly an upping in the scoring rate for the Titans.
Absolutely, Matt. Now things are getting a little trickier because the Stallions realize they have a good grip on this game that might be loosened a little bit because there are two batters who are attacking now. Seal so far has practiced death by 1,000 cuts. He's milking the bowling with singles and twos. Whereas Kwame is realizing if it's in the slot, it doesn't deserve to stay in the ground. Monarch believes he's got him. Sachin's bleeding.
Well, well, well. Appeals all round for the Stallions. Sachin Malavarpu down on the knee, asking the question. They know how big the wicket is of Javon Sales, especially with the way this partnership has evolved. Look at this. Peach of a delivery.
It's a dream delivery, isn't it? Matt, just outside the comfort zone again. Yes. When being a righty doesn't help, Seals would say, let's become a lefty. And being a southpaw does help him. Two more added to the tally. And the way he comes back for the second run, it's almost becoming an unwritten rule. Excellent calling. Great improvisation.
Two players that would know each other quite well, Kwame Patan and Javon Seals. So the communication has been spot on.
How many times has Seals already swept? It's one of those innings where the coach is asked to look the other way. It's still very effective though. 45 for 4 at the end of 11. 9 of Sachin's over. .45 for 4 at the end of 11. It's been a very eventful 11 overs. 3 wickets falling in the power play. Syed Mukamala bowling out more than 3 overs. I think 3 overs. 1 more up his sleeve. Sachin introduced a little late today. 9 of his first. And the wicketing tally began with pacer Jesse doing well. It's good to see him back in the field as well. Wasn't looking good, that little injury of his. Patan trying to borrow a leaf out of Seal's book. Matt, what do you suggest should be Davis' plan now? Because the spinners have already shown him a template on this track.
I think his plan to Javon Seals is quite clear. Seals with all those sweep shots is definitely prone to LBW, but also very clever as to maneuver his feet away from the stumps, even if he does get wrapped on the pad. but always a threat is Deron Davis with the ball. Definitely perhaps be looking to get a few on the stumps. Sweep shots are not easy to get hold of every single time. And there Jesse Singh, you can see back on the field. Another single, 2 seals. We'll get Kwame Patton back on strike. He's on 16. A partnership of 23 between these two. It's taken them 24 deliveries. Sometimes you've just got to fight fire with fire. Down the leg side, that will have to be rebowled. Swept
He's
away
taking him
again,
on.
Kwame Patton. And he's got this one all the way. So going after Deron Davis again. And Kwame Patton, as you mentioned earlier, taking a page out of the book of Javon Seals. Look at that lovely shot, Suhas.
Just love the fact that he reads the length early. Gets into a good position and clean swivel. And it's easier for the left-hander to play this stroke against Davis. Suddenly, Davis introduced and has already leaked 9. As you call for 2 here, what would single suffice? A single would do. Remember, there was a wide delivery as well in the over. So the extra delivery is something that Davis has to deal with. Matt, I'll tell you what. 55 for 4 at 11.5. Saiteja Mukamala bowling 3. Deron's first over has already gone for 10. Sachin's first over was 9. Saiteja Mukamala is telling you, banish the words part-timer. 12 overs
Indeed
gone,
he is.
55 for 4. "591. Which country are we dialing to? The engine room of Empire State Titans fails today, but Kwame Patton and Javon Seals have held fort thereafter. 23 of 26 for Kwame. And it's been a fighting innings so far from Javon Seals as well. He understands that his game is such that he can strike over 100 very easily. It's about changing gears whenever he wants to. Stephen Big, who's been playing all around the world, recently met him in Australia as well, picks up a wicket in the first 2. His 2 overs will be gold dust towards the end, especially after he's practiced the array of slower deliveries. Extra bit of bounce and a lot of turn after it pitches. Saiteja, give him a bat in hand. He can ensure that turn doesn't trouble him.
Another good shot from Kwame Patton, up and over, going after Sachin Mailavarpu. And I guess the one takeaway would be Sachin Mailavarpu was able to get some turn even after the ball was hit.
Again, a half-hearted appeal. It's one of those appeals which... Now, this was just a ball ago. Sachin's reactions. Now, very disappointing indeed, especially when it dodges your fielder. Is Sachin bowling at the right pace as well? I just get a feeling that if he slows down a little bit more, entices the batter in the loop, Seals might be in trouble, because Seals is somebody who's looking to tap the ball around and pick up runs, not donk the ball around. Are they missing a trick here, Matt? The Stallions.
Looking to go big again is Javon Sales. Yeah, I think so. I think we saw how good Saiteja Mukamala was. As you mentioned, out of the spinners, he's been really the best. 3 overs, 1 for 11. I think that's what Sachin Malavarpul will have to change here.
Just hangs the bat around and picks up a single. This single will also allow him a little bit time to think about the way he wants to go about this innings. 6 runs of Sachin's second over with a ball to go. Tells you, Matt, the importance of getting a boundary ball early on in the over. You could milk the bowling after that. Wanted to hit somewhere else. I think it's a shot that would have ended up slightly further had he been true to the craft of his batsmanship. Righty wanting to become lefty and completely vice versa. 62 on the board for the loss of 4. Christopher Savan, both of them want to forget this game as quickly as possible with a bat in hand. Devarsh Gandhi got a beauty from Wig. Now Manirag Reddy was the 4th to go. And what better way to spend the beginning of the week? It's bright and sunny now in Glenville Cricket Complex.
Yeah, good day.
But the sun's been playing hide and seek.
Especially on a Monday, good to see the fans out in their numbers. We saw a fair bit of a crowd yesterday as well for the doubleheader. Kamala's back.
Just get a feeling, just getting a feeling actually that Saiteja Mukamala might bowl out just before the 15 overs are bowled. He's been given the 14th. That's also because a couple of pacers have 2 up their sleeve, Stephen being one of them. Jesse would be itchy to bowl as well. How attentive. Was not just watching the bowler running in, but also his partner's bat. Don't drop the bat, Patton. Don't drop the bat. It's not baseball this time. Oh, this could be trouble. The 22 yards might look like 100. Patton believes he's got there. Again, it was a subdued appeal, but Mukamala in a great position to collect and whip the bails off. Who gets there first? Patton does. This is good umpiring as well. Match now the signs of Seals looking for bigger denominations. Clearly shown.
Yeah, and he's left Jesse Singh with quite some decisions to make. He's gone back to Mukamala, who's been his best bowler really so far. But it's going to be interesting where he goes after that. 6 overs left after this one. Wig has 2. The captain himself has 2. But who will bowl those next 2 overs? Mukamala's done after this. And Kwame Patton sweeping that one away. This will run away for another boundary. So, decisions again needing to be made. Mukamala's last over hasn't gone to plan either. This one, another boundary from Kwame Patton, Suhas.
A beautiful shot. Once again, gets into a great position when he's accessing the leg side. And the roll of the wrists, that ensured that the ball goes exactly where he wanted it to. A bit of glove love between Patton and Seals. Then Saiteja Mukamala was bowling an over so far, which was all right, given that it was his 4th. Has conceded a boundary. And what will be kicking Mukamala is the fact that it wasn't a very good delivery that is granted to Patton. Now can he finish it off, Bill? 11 runs of this over so far. The highest that Mukamalla had given away in his entire quarter. 14 overs gone. Mukamalla finishes with figures of 20 for 1, 71 for 4. The Empire State Titans.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
$71 for 4 in 14. Now with the batting power yet to come, and Seals looking good for a 16 or 21. Patton's already been amongst a couple of boundaries on the leg side. Now this is how the game started. Wig decided to have a bit of a chat with the stumps. And this was very surprising to me, Matt.
Yep, Sawan Patel playing on there. Malavarapu will continue. Kwame Patton looking to greet him in some fashion, just getting an inside edge through to Bhaskar Yadram. So Jesse Singh has decided to stick with Sachin Malavarapu. It was going to be interesting because he hasn't perhaps been as economical as he normally is. Same with Deron Davis. So it was always going to be interesting as to see where Jesse Singh would turn to for those 2 missing overs. He's gone to Sachin for 1.
I'm very surprised by the template that Jesse Singh has followed today. Matt, I'm totally with you on that one. And it's not often that as an opposition captain you say your plan A has worked, the opposition's engine room is back in the hut, but then you have to stick to plan B suddenly. Wig would be a spectator. He needed an N in his name to try and get there.
Another huge hit off the bat of Kwame Patton Jr. And just down on one knee, hammering it over. They might as well take a guard down on one knee, him and Seals, because that's when the bulk of their scoring have come from. And again.
Goes again. Oh, wow.
Same result.
Yeah, the result doesn't change, just the reason does. And this is the perfect start they required in this over. A couple of singles, backed by a couple of sixes. Patton's looking dangerous by the minute. He started to unfurl shots and made Glenville Cricket Complex look as small as possible. Fabulous.
Suhas, we would have seen a bit of cricket here on the first day. They would have moved the boundary ropes in. It was about 85 yards, the boundary. They've pulled it in to around 65. And that is certainly helping Kwame Patton here.
Oh, yes. Oh, cheeky. And will be 4. Suddenly, 11 men are just not enough to guard the boundaries. 6, 6 and 4. Matt, he's turned it around in 3 balls. 50 comes up for Patton, and it's one of the most fighting 50s of his.
Yep, stepping across to the off stump and down the leg side from Malavarapu. Gets it away for another boundary of 50. He will remember for a long time Kwame Patton Jr. A much needed one for his side.
Given. Sachin has the last laugh. Expensive, yes, but he's picked up a wicket. It's the half-centurion walking back. Kwame Patton, just when we were talking about Kwame Patton kicking into the next gear, he's got to find a place on the hut now. And he knew that immediately he was in trouble. It's very difficult to say from this angle, Matt, though, where it was hitting. 52 of 38 for Kwame. An innings of substance indeed. Sachin Win defies the decision of Jesse to stick with him.
Yeah, he
89
certainly
for 5.
repaid Jesse Singh's faith, even though he's been hit for 30. Even though he's been hit from 34 from 3, He gets the big wicket of Kwame Patton Jr. Some damage done, yes, but I'm sure they love that wicket, especially heading into the final 5 overs. Put some pressure back on the Empire State Titans and get Yasir Pereira, the new man, in under some pressure.
This is how the onslaught started. First with Wig trying to grow wings. Then no chance for the fielder of the deep on this occasion either, Matt. And what do you make of this shot? He's such a shrewd cricketer. But guess who was shrewder? He's seen different phases of this game. Who said T20 cricket's all flashbang cricket? Remember when Kwame Patton was at the non-strikers end, the scorecard read 24 for 4. To play an innings of that kind under pressure, he'll be mighty proud of himself. Now it's up to Javon Seals to provide the big finish.
The other thing, Suhas, is that not only have they dismissed Kwame Patton himself, they've gotten rid of him for 52, but we also saw in terms of the running and the communication how good it was between Kwame Patton and Javon Seals, really on the same page, perhaps learning a couple of shots from each other as well throughout that partnership. It was a big one. It was a 65-run partnership between those two. Now that you've got Kwame Patton Jr., you've got a new man in Yasir Pereira, does that perhaps have an impact on Javon Seals as well in terms of the running and communication?
Oh, that's an excellent question. To start off with, yes, but Pereira is, remember, he's also one of the quickest to the side. But to start off with, yes, because he was going so well. And some of those runs I felt, Matt, they weren't called. Oh, great shot. Great shot. Big was trying to comb it inside the power play, the play area. Correction. Just couldn't get there in time. What a great start for Pereira.
Good shot indeed. And I mentioned perhaps there being a shift in terms of the partnership and the style of play, but Yasir Pereira has come out in a very similar fashion. A nice little sweep shot from him.
Pereira doesn't want to hang his bat for that. And if he's able to play shots of that kind that he did a couple of balls ago, then there isn't a run required that he needs to run manually. Inside out. And would be 4. Yasir Pereira has come set.
Couple of boundaries in the over here from Yasir Pereira, taking a liking to Deron Davis. We saw Sachin Malavarapu get the wicket. Jesse Singh going back to Deron Davis, thinking that might be them weathering the storm, but Yasir Pereira has come out and has offered a different one of his own.
One shot on the off, one on the leg side, and remember the ball's turning equally for Davis too. For 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, it's been a treat to watch as with every game both teams are trying to get better and better. 2 boundaries in this over in contrasting styles from the same batter. 16 overs gone, Davis expensive, 99 for 5. Now is it time for Jesse. Now is it time for pace, Matt? What do you feel?
I think so. When you've got Jesse Singh and Stephen Wigg with 2 overs to go, each of them, with 4 overs left, I think those have got to be the 2 you've got to turn to at this point. They've bowled very well, each of them. A combined overs 4 for 10.
All right, it's going to be a week tomorrow, the 17th and the 19th also, perhaps. And in between, would be Jesse. 99 for 5, Empire State Titans, which at one stage looked like a distant dream. They wanted a partnership, and that's what Seals and Quaton provided. The counter-attack as well towards the end from Kwame Paton was a treat to watch. Or Seals today can write a book on getting into good positions to play shots. By the time Davis does the cleanup, it's 2 more added to the tally. 100 comes up for the Empire State Titans. How many can they end up with here, Matt? Because they've got 2 batters who wouldn't waste time from here on. Yasir Pereira has already shown what he is capable of.
If they can get to around 130, I'm sure they'll be more than happy with that.
This is good to watch from Big. He wasn't too absorbed in the appeal. He had to double up as a fielder too. It's going to pain Matt. It's going to pain Pereira, but he's going to rub it and get on with it here. You could clearly see that he's in discomfort. The problem for Pereira there was he thought it was going to be quicker, because Vic can ball quicker, but remember he's got a good slower delivery too. He's one of those captains who's very difficult to please. Jesse, isn't it, Matt? We've hardly seen
Certainly.
a smile.
I think that may have been perhaps the pain from the previous blow he took kicking in. That's a good sign though for Jesse Singh, perhaps not being in the best of mood. It means with 2 overs left for him, he'll run in even harder.
Oh, very well called, Matt. It's a good slower delivery from Vic in between. You don't want to rile up a pacer. He always runs in harder. The spinners have done their job today. The template has been such that the middle overs belong to the more established spinners, and a young spinner making his mark in the power play, and just after that, it's up to the pacers once again to provide the jolts towards the end to restrict the Empire State Titans. The Titans believe in their skipper though. As far as Vic is concerned, he's talking a very good language. A language a little difficult to be picked up by the batters here. 2-1-1 conceded. Excellent over in the context of the game, Matt. Can he close it out well, Matt?
Final ball here to Pereira. Swing and a miss, so you're right, Suhas. He does indeed close it off quite well. Just 4 from it. Good over there from Wig. It's 103 for 5 after 17.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
103 for 5. Like we expected, Matt, Wig relied on his slower deliveries a little more. But very interestingly, he was also trying to keep it away from the hitting arc of Pereira and Seals. Just once followed the batter. Now Jesse Singh, no prizes for guessing. And he's inherited a very good over from his partner Wig. Very half-hearted appeal. No, Jesse Singh intensifies towards the end. Now he's looking at Monank as to why didn't you join the chorus? What do you think of this, Matt?
Tough to tell. I mean, it does look like he may have gotten some bat on it. Here's a closer look. Tough to see there, but Jesse Singh certainly was a bit interested.
He wanted that finger to go skywards. Will it rile him up even more? Oh, good ball. And very interestingly, he's landed 2 deliveries in the same spot here, Matt, and both of them haven't bounced as much as Seals expected it to. It's difficult to play a shot which is uppish when the ball doesn't bounce as much coming at Jesse's pace.
If he can hit that spot and just aim it on the stumps, it can be trouble here for Javon Seals.
Seals today doesn't want to differentiate between a pacer and a spinner. It's a direct hit, meanwhile. And Seals has gone back to one of his favorite shots, the sweep shot. This happened a couple of balls ago. Jesse initially thought the finger's going to go up anyway. Then decides to put in an effort to try and do so. Monang quietly suggesting there might be some willow in it. Now Pereira and Seals, they had a little chat between this ball. It's an over that's belonged to Jesse Singh for sure. Half an over done and dusted with. He's given away 1. Not where he intended it to. Jesse Singh has been super accurate, Matt, and it's a great attribute to have, especially towards the end, because the batters are trying to go for the bigger shots anyway. It's your accuracy that can save the day.
Yeah, and Jesse Singh, one of the bowlers that really can get you through some overs like this, has only gone for 2 so far.
Given. Would you believe it? An innings that's so far characterized by quiet singles, tapping it into 2, conversion of 1 to 2, has ended with a little dance and cheekiness that doesn't pay off. It cannot get straighter than this. Jesse knew that the finger will go up this time around, and it's the lack of pace that has done the trick for him. As they say for any fast bowler, the quicker you are, slower delivery is your better friend. Remember that. And he knew. He was staring at the umpire there. He just knew that his innings has come to an end. And is it poetic justice that at the end of the day it was the sweep shot that got the better of him, Matt?
Yeah, Javon Seals knew straight away it was always going to be trouble. The only thing saving him there was going to be some poor umpiring, which we don't have here at the minor league level. You mentioned how top quality the umpiring has been. You're not going to get away with those. Seals dead in front. He's gone for 20, and it brings the young Aman Patel out in the middle.
Jesse Singh has bowled an over worth its weight in gold. He's picked up the wicket of the opposition skipper. And that's how he did it. Knew it immediately. And he's given away perhaps just 2 runs. What an over, Matt. 105 for 6. 2 more overs to go.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Was gone, 105 for 6. It's up to Patel and Pereira to provide the crescendo finish that the Empire State Titans are looking for. If they can add 30 from here, they'll be mighty proud of themselves, especially with the way they started. But Wig stands in the way, and their plans to add 30 at the moment. It's very deceptive pace here from Wig. Matt, so far so good. Would you rely a little more on the slower deliveries?
Certainly would. You've seen in the last 2 overs or so from Wig and Jesse Singh how good the slower deliveries have worked. And Stephen Wig, throughout the entire day, has kept a really good line and length as well. Hasn't really gone in the slot, hasn't been too short. He's been right there, and he hasn't given the batters really anything to work with, both in the power play and now here again at the death. And you can sense Yasser Pereira, especially with that shot, looking to take him out of the ground. They're looking for a big finish here, even without Kwame and Seals.
Absolutely right, Matt. Monank did not curtail it, but no damage done. Wig doesn't want any more drama. He says, don't throw. All those tours of Wig. Recently saw him in Gurgaon as well, in India, practicing at the Puru Academy. That deceptive pace, then the slower deliveries in Australia, all those tours are coming in very handy. The experience of playing in different surfaces and on a track where spinners are ruling the roost, he is able to make a mark as a pacer. Not too far away from the off stick, but it looks like the commentators are a little more disappointed than Wig himself. That was very close.
Close indeed. And Yasser Pereira has really struggled here in this over. Stephen Wig has got something Yasser Pereira doesn't have an answer for. Not many have had an answer for Stephen Wig, in fairness, today. 3.5 overs,
True.
1 for 13.
Oh, that's got height. And plenty of distance. The perfect way to end the over. Pereira stays put. Let the ball grow taller on you, bigger on you. Just trust your bat swing. What a way to end the over. Much needed 6. 8 of this one. Matt, what a good shot. He walked into that shot.
Lovely shot indeed from Yasser Pereira. There you see the Glenville Cricket Complex. Lots of greenery around, and there's the bowling card for the New Jersey Stallions. It started off quite well towards the bottom there. Mailavarapu and Darren Davis were a bit expensive, but Mailavarapu would have gotten the big wicket of Kwame Platon. But look at those paces. Stephen Wig, 4.7. Jesse Singh, 1.6 economy rate. Even Cameron Delport in the 2 overs he bowled. And Saiteja Mukamala, not sure a name many of the viewers were expecting to see on the bowling card.
Let alone the wickets column. Jesse Singh. Can somebody quietly tell him that conceding a run is not a crime? 1.67 that economy rate. The skipper of the side. Boy, does he send a statement to the opposition and his own boys. This one bounced. Oh, Matt. What do you do on a track of this kind? A bit of gardening, yes. Much required.
Look at that one climbing up, striking the body of Yasser Pereira. Tough to bat on at times. And it's one of the things that the Stallions would have known deciding to bowl first. Gets a lot better as the day goes on.
And this was there for the drive. The second would be risky. Only one of them is running. Monank does get the throw in. Jesse feels he's got the man, but the umpire doesn't. And that's what matters. Unpack this for us, Matt.
Jesse Singh had already put the finger up himself. But unfortunately for Jesse Singh, he's not wearing red in the end not out, saving Yasser Pereira, but a big miscommunication there. You're right. Yasser Pereira wanted the strike. I think you've got to give it to him.
Oh, some deliveries are so good. Not just the batter, even the keeper is in trouble. And his interception point is way behind. Two more added to the tally, and Jesse's not happy because there are 2 runs granted to the opposition without them having to work for it.
Not the cleanest pickup from Monang Patel, but 117 with 2 balls left. I think this is a good score. It's definitely something to bowl at. When you look at how the scores have been, if you can get to about a run a ball, a little over run a ball, if they can get a boundary or 2 here from the last 2 balls, I think the Empire State Titans will be more than happy with this. Aman Patel on strike.
How much does the surface change? Oh, very good shot. Not a fielder inside. Not only has he timed it too well, but he's also brought the best precision. Patel gets his first. 1, 2, 3 for 6.
Shorter delivery from Jesse Singh. Pulled away. Didn't rise up perhaps as high maybe, but Aman Patel was still able to get the pull away. Found the gap nicely. He's a very capable batter in his own right, is Aman Patel. And finds a boundary in the penultimate ball of the innings.
Jesse Singh would be mighty pleased with this effort as well. The Empire State Titans pinning the Empire State Titans to 1, 2, 3 for 6 with the ball to go. Last ball. Just a push on the offside, would only be a single. That's a good result for Jesse Singh. He'll take this over despite that 6. 124 is what the Empire State Titans have managed. The Stallions would be itchy to get to 125 the Monday morning.
Very good score here indeed for the Empire State Titans. We saw a big innings from Kwame Patton and Seals. Yasser Pereira there at the end. And you mentioned just how much this surface changed. In the first game yesterday in the doubleheader, we would have seen the Somerset Cavaliers bat first and post 99. The second game, we saw the Stallions bat first and post 127. So 124 on this surface this early in the morning on a Monday. I'm sure the Empire State Titans will take. You look at the batting card, Kwame Patton, 52, Javon Seals, a huge partnership between the two of them. And Yasser Pereira and even Aman Patel struck a big 6 there in the final over. So 124 for 6 after 20 overs for the Empire State Titans. The Stallions will need 125.
Lots of bowling options today, so much so that Monang Patel behind the wickets would feel left out. Stephen Big in his 4 overs finishes with an incredible economy of 4.75, and Captain Jesse Singh with an economy even better and a wicket more. Arjun picking up a wicket as well. Sai Teja was a great surprise package. Would be mighty proud with this effort. 4 overs, 1 wicket for 20. Delport was fabulous indeed, as one end was closed out as a run scoring option almost by Cameron Delport. Sachin was expensive but was effective in 1 over. And Teron Davis today got a couple of overs only. And it's something that I never thought I would say on a track that was turning so much. Wickets fell at regular intervals. And then one good partnership, Matt, it turned it around for the Empire State Titans.
Look at the highlights package. Christopher Van Tol right away wasted very little time in going after Stephen Wigg, getting a boundary off the very first ball of the innings. And from there, it looked like the Empire State Titans were going to get off to a good start. But Suhas, it wasn't meant to be.
No, wickets tumbled. The engine room was absolutely subdued. Gandhi knew that wasn't the right shot to play when you don't know how much the track is going to respond. Perhaps more disappointing than Gandhi's dismissal was Saban when he got one played on. This was a very good shot. Speaking the length early, and Vajala realizing they got to keep it slightly away from Saban, just like that.
Big breakthrough there from Arjun Vajela, the youngster. I think that might be the first time he's been given the ball for the tournament, and right away got a wicket of Sawan Patel. Even though being hit for a 4, came back well. This was the dismissal of Gadam. Really good catch there from Darren Davis. And yes, the bottom right of the screen is correct. Saiteja Mukamala getting the wicket and was very successful. But since then, Kwame Patton take it over.
Kwame Patton was sensational to watch. There were two shades of his innings. One, the resurrecting phase with the captain milking the bowling, and one where he cuts loose 3 boundaries back to back, with a couple of them traveling beyond the rope. Just fancy the leg side a little more today, I thought. Matt, he was so good to watch, Kwame Patton.
Some exquisite shots, some exquisite timing, and the power hitting certainly on display from Kwame Patton Jr. for such a young player as well. The under 21 really packs a punch. This one a bit unfortunate for Saiteja Mukamala, getting an awkward bounce. Partnership continued. Javon Sales and Kwame Patton. You mentioned how good the running was between these two. The sweeps continued on from Kwame Patton Jr. Went after the spinners, and this Suhas was the biggest over of them all. Even though it was dismissed, you saw some big sixes here from Kwame Patton.
This is what changed the momentum completely and injected belief that they can get over 120 eventually. 3 boundary balls back to back. The sixes were getting bigger and bigger. Someone had to curtail him. That was a poor delivery as a follow-up, which Patton very nicely put away for 4. That would have been... Oh, that almost entered the adjacent cricket game. Got to his 50, and almost immediately this happened. Sachin getting the better of him. 2 batters who were playing the cross-batted shot so well got out to the same shot. And Pereira announced his arrival in superb style, Matt.
Didn't stop Yasit Pereira from playing the cross-batted shots, I'll tell you that. And even Yasit himself ended up playing quite a big hand. This was another good over from a Titans perspective as well, off Darren Davis. A cross-batted sweep shot and then a lofted drive up and over from Yasit Pereira. And then Jesse Singh. A couple of good deliveries from Javon Sales. He thought he had him here, was screaming like a madman, Jesse Singh, for the finger to raise. Didn't get it on that occasion, but Suhas, Jesse Singh is a very determined cricketer, and he came back even stronger the second time.
Wasn't he a class apart? Just kept it straight and simple despite the batter doing all that he wants to. Unfazed, Jesse Singh picks up his counterpart. Matt, how good was Wig today? Up until this point. What a shot from Pereira.
Really good day for Stephen Wigg, but that was a really good shot from Yasit Pereira, more than equal to it. And then we saw another decent last over from Jesse Singh up until this point. A shorter delivery and Aman Patel putting it away.
That propelled the score over 120, that shot. And with that quiet single, the Empire State Titans posted 1-2-4 in their allotted 20 overs. There was a time when it looked like they wouldn't complete the allotted 20 with the way they started, but a good partnership between Kwame Patton and Captain Seals ensured that they get to a respectable total. The Stallions winning the toss and choosing to bowl first would be quite content, pinning the opposition to 123 on a track that's a little tricky. This might prove handful. All depends on how the Empire State Titans bowlers come out and deliver their plans. Will they get to 125 here? The Stallions will bring you the run chase in just a moment. Dominic Ricky and Delport. Two very different kinds of batters. Ricky, of course, has got the international experience in conditions which are very similar. Joined by Matt. All right, Matt. This is going to be an exciting contest. 125, it can be a low-scoring thriller because the surface is something that the batters will have to get used to. It's slow, it's turning. And Seals is all set to start. And it's not bouncing as much at times.
Yeah, the Empire State Titans will definitely be quite happy with 124 on the board. We saw two low-scoring thrillers yesterday at this venue. The New Jersey Stallions, you made mention of Dominic Ricky and Cameron Delport. I think it's a good move. That way you've got a touch player, a really strong player in the form of Dominic Ricky, and a big hitter in Delport.
If Delport gets going, he can finish this off in 14 overs. Because he's one batter who's so flamboyant that it doesn't really matter what the surface is throwing at him. And no ground is small enough or big enough for him. He just clears everything. That was in the air for a brief moment, and Seals has completed the catch. It's not extravagant celebration as if it's all a part of the plan. The wickets column has started to tick before the runs do. Trouble here for Ricky. Trouble here for the Stallions.
A very tame dismissal, and you mentioned a tame celebration as well. Dominic Ricky was somewhat of a leading edge through to Javon Seals. Had to get down low. Was a low catch, and sometimes as a bowler you don't expect them to come, especially not third ball. But Javon Seals makes it look very easy in the end. And yep, all part of the plan. The look on Javon Seals' face. A big wicket down. Ricky goes without scoring. The Stallions are none for one.
No prizes for guessing who walks out. Saiteja Mukamalla doesn't get closer than this to open the batting though. Coming in at number 3 out there in the third ball. Superbly stopped. There are very few batters who drive the ball first ball on a track which is not bouncing that much. And this is why Saiteja is out there in the first place. Javon Seals accepts the gift from Dominic Ricky. Very watchful, and how sure was he that it's not going to come back in?
Good over here from Javon Seals. The big wicket of Dominic Ricky, caught off his own bowling and hasn't given up any runs as yet. There's Delport to the non-striker's end. Has seen one partner fall already.
Oh well, almost another. What is it today with checking the shot? A wicket maiden to start off with. Can't get better than this for the Empire State Titans. How close was
Almost
this,
did
Matt?
get better. Anish Patel diving forward. Couldn't hold on. Can't tell if he got there first or if it may have just fallen in front. Either way, a big chance Mukamala survives. It's none for one.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Zero for one, the Stallions. What a good fielding effort that was, though. Wasn't a catch at the end of the day, but what a good effort. Matt, you were discussing before this inning started that you can expect Empire State Titans just with their fielding effort to make this total look like 140. Chintan, who treated the appeal as an afterthought. Ball swinging though. Yes, Matt.
Anish Patel into the attack. And I made mention as well that watch out for Anish Patel. A very crafty bowler. We saw him yesterday, particularly to Xavier Marshall. Really get a couple of deliveries to climb up, and they're very slow deliveries. He executes the slow ball and cuts us very well. So Xavier Marshall was pulling and committing to the shot before the ball even arrived.
And if we can take cue of Savan Patel's dismissal, if we can take any cues from that, then Anish Patel knows that similar deliveries on this track can be worthy. Delport is going to butcher the ball. Mokamalla is going to treat it with finesse. So far, so good. 9 deliveries without a run being scored here. Empire State Titans would be mighty pleased with the way they've started with a ball in hand. And the first run eventually granted, but that not off the bat. The wind is picked up actually. Matt? Expecting the ball to swing a little more?
You were lucky you weren't here yesterday. We were holding on to all of our equipment, all of our computers, all of our sheets. Can get quite windy here in a flash.
Quite contrary to the fact that they're not getting a flying start. Very well done. Putting his body on the line there to curtail it to a single. But what that single does is ensures that Delport starts to tick. Mokamalla is yet to. Very good delivery. And I love the fact that Mokamalla is not chasing the deliveries, he's accepting the ball onto the bat. He's still getting used to the surface. Wasn't he phenomenal today? Kwame Paton accesses the leg side really well and was hitting sixes for fun in that over. 2 back-to-back hits. Mokamalla goes inside out. And that was excruciatingly close to one of the best fielders in the side, Kwame Paton. Ooh, risky. But Mokamalla is off the mark. 3 for 1 in 2 overs, Matt.
A risky shot indeed from Mokamalla. In the end, lands safely of Kwame Paton. Slow start here indeed for the Stallions. 3 for 1.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Oh, what a delivery. Javon Seals is delivering beauties and still not getting too excited by it. And Sai Mukamalla has survived not twice but thrice almost in the span of 6 deliveries that he's faced so far. Was that close as well? Matt, what insurance does Mukamalla use?
He's certainly living a cat's lives. 9 lives here for Mukamala. I think it was Aman Patel. May have got a hand on it. It's hard to tell. We'll have to look back here on this one. This will give us a good sense. Was driven uppishly from Mukamala. And right there, yep, Aman Patel was always going to be a difficult chance. But a life nonetheless given to Mukamala. Right there, in and out. Would have been a spectacle had he held on.
Oh yes, would have gone straight into the highlights package. Could have been the moment of the day as well. What an effort. That's elegant. Delport's pushed into the gap. Much needed boundary for him and the Stallions. We'll get a move on.
Lovely shot up and over from Cameron Delport. Going after Javon Seals on that occasion, and that is just beautiful. That is just lovely to see. And what you would expect from a player like Cameron Delport, who has played at high levels in South Africa, in England, even in the Caribbean, in the CPL. Top quality player.
And Seals has got the better of him. It's the lack of bounce this time. He trusted the bounce with a punch of the back foot just a moment ago. Now the middle stump's a thing of past. How quickly does this game change?
What a ball that. Cameron Delport. And that's the thing, when you're bowling on this surface, it's always good to aim the ball on the stumps, because you never know when it can keep a tad low like it did on that occasion. The lack of bounce is there. As long as you angle it in on the stumps, it can deceive the batter. LBW bowled is always on the cards. That's exactly what Seals has done, and it's led to the end of Cameron Delport. He goes for 5, and the Stallions struggling here again. It's 8 for 2.
Cameron Delport expecting more bounce. That wasn't there. A middle stump's lying dead. That brings Monank Patel, the seasoned campaigner. Now these two have played together at the highest level as well. But the scorecard that Monank Patel inherits today is asking him to stay there for longer and not launch into his favorite up-ish shots. He's such a good driver of the cricket ball. I still remember that straight drive that he played in the recently concluded Major League Cricket. And he's someone who's been in this position so many times, Monank Patel. It's good to see some experience walking out. Matt?
Certainly, and when you couple him with Saitija Mukamala, one of the young, bright futures of US cricket, this was the dismissal of Dominic Rickey, and this was the dismissal of Cameron Delport, both affected by Javon Seals. Is that another one? No, says the umpire. They were convinced. They almost thought they had a third. A good end to the over from Seals. A peach of a delivery, that. It's 8 for 2.
3 overs gone, 8 for 2. Seals not giving an inch to the opposition. The ball kicking up the last ball. This time it's taken. Mukamalla was living a charmed life. Kwame Patton's completed a terrific catch. It's just what the doctor ordered for the Empire State Titans. It's a young Mukamalla, but a very flamboyant Mukamalla who walks back without scoring much. This was dipping on him, but Kwame is just proving why he is one of the best fielders in the side.
Big catch from
Mukamalla
Kwame
departs for
Patton
this too.
indeed. One of the best fielders out there. And that's a huge wicket. Mukamala gone for 2. And he gets Raymond Ramratan out in the middle. What is happening here to the New Jersey Stallions? 8 for 3. And the sad part for the Stallions is that this is all too familiar for them. They haven't gotten that top order to click, even though they've changed a few things around. They've still continued to lose wickets early on. Even in the win, we saw them lose some early wickets. And Raymond Ramratan and Monang Patel have an even more difficult job here. Similarly to the Empire State Titans, they'll need to do what that man on screen did, Kwame Patton Jr. Someone will need to play an innings very similar to his.
A complete team man, Kwame Patton. Lots of work to do for Ramratan. Have to wait to open his account.
You look at the 2 outs in the middle right now for the Stallions. Raymond Ramratan, a master of rebuilding. Really the construction worker of, or the architect of the Stallions batting lineup, has come out in scenarios very much like this and has really built an innings, has really done quite well for them in the past. Monang Patel, a very experienced player, but has really struggled so far in this 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. Hasn't been amongst the runs. Lots of work to be done here for the New Jersey Stallions. Another mismatch in terms of the age. You've got Monang Patel, US international, very experienced. Raymond Ramratan, another young player. Good bit of fielding there again, another good stop. This is another tidy over here from Anish Patel.
What an over indeed. Not a run conceded. A wicket of the first ball. The perfect start for Patel. Anish Patel has got a slip in place because of the amount of swing that's there to be extracted from in the air. And he's so clear with his plans here. Making the batter drive. Try and bring the slip into play. A very tentative Ramratan at the moment. And what will be pricking him is the fact that one good shot didn't yield him runs, as there was some terrific bit of fielding on the offside. A wicket maiden, it's becoming a ubiquitous sight when Empire State Titans are in operation. 4 overs gone, 8 for 3 the Stallions.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Four overs gone, 8 for 3. Two batters who are yet to open their account for the New Jersey Stallions. And as Matt was mentioning just moments ago, that Stallions haven't had great starts, and that's starting to prick them already. Remember, Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by Sunoco, is one such tournament where the games come quick and fast at you. You've got to gain the momentum as early in the tournament as possible. That was from the toe end of the bat. Throws himself on it. Great recovery to get rid of the ball as well. Empire State Titans, it looks like they put their whole squad into field today. Clearly more than 11 men. What an effort.
Yeah, this Empire State Titans lineup has been so good in the field. Probably the best fielding side in the Eastern Division that I've seen so far. They're everywhere, always putting 110% in the field. They have Stallions introduced into the attack. Good young player. He's another gun fielder that we saw yesterday. Here he is with ball in hand. Very clever bowler too. Making a name for himself in 2023.
And what a time to come in and bowl. Your partners have given you a scorecard of 9 for 3. 8 for 3 at the time when he ran in. But that's a very good length to be bowling on this track. The outfield is slowed down a tad bit. Matt, you'll be able to tell us a little better on this. Is the outfield a little slow today, or there are certain sections of the ground where the outfield is slow?
I think the outfield a bit on the slower side today, because in the afternoon game yesterday, we saw at all parts the ball traveling. That one a risky inside edge from Raymond Ramratan. So it can vary on the day, but there are some parts I do believe perhaps quicker than others.
Discussion right now between Monank and Ramratan would be, let's have a session of play when we are not losing wickets and let it be for 2-3 overs at least before we go for more extravagant shots. Let's not try to look and maximize the power play. The Stallions just continuing from where he left off yesterday. Because what they need right now, Matt, is a period of calm. The Stallions. A single which could have been a struggle. What's been great to watch is the anticipation of the fielders of the Empire State Titans. The anticipation that the ball would be coming only to them, no one else. Matt, which other team would you call a fantastic fielding side in the East Coast?
Top shot up and over from Raymond Ramratan. Fetches him a boundary. And it finishes the over off in some bit of style. 9 off in the end. A good one for the Stallions. After 5, it's 17 for 3. And going back to the point, the good fielding sides. I think everybody has done quite well in the field. The Manhattan Yorkers, another young side that have been really impressive in the field. We've only seen one game from the Philadelphians, but they were quite sound in that. Even the New Jersey Stallions, I think everybody so far has done quite well, and there's some top fielders on the East Coast. As you look at the scorecard for the Stallions, it's been a slow beginning, but Raymond Ramratan just with the boundary to finish off the last over there. And Monank Patel, a very experienced campaigner, man that would be searching for some runs and still batting. The likes of Bhaskar Yadram, Deron Davis can bat, Jesse Singh can hold his own, and even Stephen Wigg has played some good knocks towards the end of an innings as Shan Tenakun comes in for the Titans.
Tenakun's plan seems to be to keep it away from the right-hander a little more. But as his over progresses, Matt, I'm very interested in seeing if he gets that guile, if he gets that drift, because there is a slip in place. What a good shot. The first one was from Ramratan, granted him the boundary in the previous over, last ball. Shows some confidence. And you want a counter-attack at this stage. One-handed pickup, not coming good. A very rare misfield. Go make an NFT out of it. Empire State Titans don't allow you these opportunities. Much better this time. I think Tenakun has already got a template to the right length on this track, Matt. He's seen the spinners operate.
State Titans would have certainly have the advantage of seeing what the Stallions did with their bowlers. And we saw the spinners get a good sort of result, the likes of Mukamala, Mailavarpu, Deron Davis. Even though a tad expensive at times, they were getting some bit of turn.
What an over from Tenakun. What a start for him. Just 3 of it. 20 for 3.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Empire State Titans are
Von
8
Seals
for 3.
leading from the front there with the ball. 2 for 5 from his 2 overs with a maiden. We would have also seen a maiden from Anish Patel. How often do we see that? 2 maiden overs in a game, especially 2 maiden overs in the power play. Always a good sign for any fielding side, Suhas.
Absolutely gives you the confidence to restrict anything. Any score that you put up. Both the batters are yet to middle the cricket ball when Stallion is in operation. The timing was off on this occasion as well. Yeah, from the pictures, I'm getting an idea that it's hold on to your hats kind of a wind. But Matt says that it can quickly get to hold on to your tents kind of a wind. Very good single. Monank Patel. He's a good player of spin bowling. But off late has struggled a little bit. The Stallions keeping it simple. Even though the wind might tell you something else, he's not swinging the ball as much. He's quite content bowling the right line in the corridor of uncertainty. Should be taken or put down. It was from the toe end of the bat, and Stallion knows that he's let an opportunity go in the follow through. Any fast bowler is the best fielder.
And Dave Salian, we would have seen him take 2 catches yesterday on the boundary. This one, a totally different scenario. Always tough in the follow through. Couldn't hold on that occasion, and this one will be a wide.
He's such a good fielder for his side, Dave Salian. You mentioned, isn't it a rule in cricket that you're the best fielder of your own bowling? Should have been taken. You could sense the disappointment after doing the hard work, putting in the hard yards, generating the opportunity. The ball fizzles out. Stylishly played away, but straight to the fielder. Now the single's available. Salian's not happy with the captain's throw. He wanted to bowl at Patel more. What a start for the youngster, Matt. Seven overs later, 25 for 3.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Surely there's an architect sitting up there. And with that, there is an artist too. Seven overs, 25 for 3. Tenakun, priceless in the first over.
Bowling change for the Empire State Titans, so some wrist spin. And this was the chance that we saw earlier. Dave Salian put down. He should have taken it. A chance given.
Manan Patel hasn't been amongst the runs in 2023 Sunoco Minor League Championship. Is this the bit of luck that he required? Salian, one of the best fielders, getting to the ball but not pouching it to perfection. Is this the bit of luck that he requires here? Manan Patel has got to make the opposition pay. So far, he's been kept very quiet. And Aman Patel with the wrist spin. That was struck really hard. Dave Salian in the deep is a phenomena. You suggested? After yesterday's effort, quite comfortable in getting this throw in. Matt, I'll tell you what, 2 deliveries in the same area. And in fact, it's a similar kind of shot from both the batters, but one bounced a little more, one didn't.
Yeah, pitching it in the same area, but letting the surface do the rest. Always what you'd want from your spinners, especially a wrist spinner with the quality of Aman Patel, and that one getting a lot of bounces on its way through to Kwame.
It's a good start for Aman as well. 4 of his over. New Jersey Stallions are 29 for 3. The Worms. It's never a good sign if the Worms start to look like a caterpillar. Those dots cannot be conjoined. You want some gaps between those dots. But the Empire State Titans and New Jersey Stallions lost their 3 wickets very early. It was a good recovery from Empire State Stallions to get to 124. And the New Jersey Empire State Titans, I beg your pardon, and the New Jersey Stallions now. The Red Worm is catching up, but it needs a partnership. Very innocuous delivery there, Matt. But the ball bounced a little more again. It's a very unique phenomenon. That's what Seals is suggesting as well. The paces are not getting bounced, the spinners are. No, the spinners aren't either. Matt, what do you do as a batter when you realize that the surface sometimes throws a ball that crawls towards you?
Can be very difficult at times. You've just got to stay away. You saw how good Kwame Paton was at counter-attacking. And there's Raymond Ramratan counter-attacking. Lovely shot from him. And away to the boundary.
What a good shot. And it felt like something had to give, Matt. Raymond Ramratan's played a beautiful shot through the offside before this, and now his second boundary collected on the leg side. Ooh, that's perfect. Patel believes there's a bit of willow to it. It's a dream delivery once again. It's very risky here, Matt. Every time the batter decides to rock back on the back foot, it's risky. Clearly, the surface is having mood swings. Good effort, but still the ball sneaks through. A lot of running between the wickets is what you can expect. In certain areas of the ground, it's still not traveling, the cricket ball. Aman, after a tidy first over, has got to keep going. Swept away nicely. Just a single. Interestingly, Monang Patel wasn't scared of plonking that back foot back, going across. It's that phase of the game that New Jersey Stallions wanted. A bit of calmness, an odd boundary, a partnership to brew. A polite inquiry from Vantal, but Monank had made it. No problems there. And look at the amount that bounced. There are some demon to exorcise here. This surface. Would you believe it? It can make a pacer shy, that delivery, because that bounced so much. Into the over at the halfway stage, the Stallions have managed 43 for 3 in their quest for 125.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Empire State Titans, 124 is what they managed. After the Stallions asked them to bat first, the Stallions in reply are 43 for 3 thanks to that little partnership brewing between Ram Ratan and Monank Patel, both of them in double figures. Seals was excellent with the way he started, picked up a wicket first over, came back to pick up another. Anish Patel was marvellous to watch in his 2 overs, and his 2 overs later on would be interesting to watch as well. The spinners are doing the trick here.
Yeah, the Empire State Titans have done very well here. 124 was always going to be a very interesting target. On the surface, it doesn't sound like a lot of runs, but in the context and on this surface, they've done quite well to really defend it. We mentioned already how good the fielding has been, aside from that one drop chance from Stallions. But the spinners have got a really good flow going to them. They've done very well.
They're ever ready to get the throw in. It's one thing to get to the ball so quickly, quite another to get that dispatch done. The ball didn't arrive. He ended up checking the shot. It's stopping a little bit as well. It requires good batsmanship to score runs, this track. And today it's going to be a track that's testing the technique of Monank Patel and Ram Ratan. That's some positivity. Injected. Difficult shot executed. Much needed boundary, Matt.
Lovely shot indeed from Monank Patel. And I was just going to make the point that the asking rate is up over 8.5. With that boundary, it's gone down to 8.2, which isn't easy to get, especially with how good the spinners have been and the way conditions have played. But that boundary will certainly help, will certainly get a bit of momentum flowing to Monank Patel.
He's got to be extra careful every time he commits on the back foot. Monank, 50 has come up. This was Dominic Ricky gifting a catch to Seals, then Seals picking up another. Both the openers belong to Seals. And what a good catch this was from Kwame, Matt.
Really good effort indeed, Kwame Patton Jr. Such a great all-round player, quality batter, and gives everything he's got in the field. As you look at that partnership, it's been a good one. It's been a steady one from Ramratan and Monang Patel. At some point, though, you feel that run rate has got to go up between these two. They've got to up their respective strike rates if the Stallions are to pull this one home. But they've got themselves in a good position.
Spinners
Two
would
there
still
to
be
start.
key. You're right, Matt. Spinners would still be key, and it's good to see some momentum injected in the proceedings with the bat in hand. First that boundary, and now they're looking for a couple. Flung himself in the air. What an effort from Dev Salian. For some reason, the boundary seems to be always further away if Dev Salian's out there. Matt, it looks like this is going to be an exciting period of play, even more so because the batters have started to unravel the shots. This is good, positive batting. Oh, he's fallen over that cricket ball. It'll sneak through for 4. Just when we were praising him. What happened there?
Take another look at Salian running around, and yeah, I think he's just let it go through him. Has had a bit of a tough day in the field for Dev Salian, a drop chance and then a missed field. We know he's a much better fielder than that, but not one that he want to look back on. Take nothing away though from the shot from Monang Patel. You'd probably feel a shot like that deserves 4.
His inside-out shots are coming out really, really good in the past 15 minutes. You could see how positive they are, Ramratan and Patel, in the shot making, the clarity that's come through, the partnership ticking past the 50 mark. But that's around the corner. Now 64 required in 8 overs. 61 for 3, the Stallions.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Big resistance here from Monang Patel and from Raymond Ramratan. You can see on the screen it was a rocky start for the Stallions. They've clawed themselves back into it just a little bit. They haven't lost any wickets. They've stopped the flow of wickets, which is a good sign. Monang and Raymond Ramratan. But with 64 from 8 overs, they need exactly 8 runs and over. They're going at over 5. They'll need to up it a little bit. And is that a catch? Yes, it is. So just when they were looking to up the scoring rate, Monang Patel has to depart. Tenakun back into the attack and picks up a much needed wicket here for the Empire State Titans, Suhas. Looking to go inside out again, just getting the edge and picked out the fielder, took a really good catch. Much needed breakthrough for the Empire State Titans. They were just about forming a good partnership. And now another wicket has fallen for the Titans, for the Stallions rather. The 4th wicket gone down. Monang has to go. Now it's really going to get interesting for the Stallions because they've lost a wicket. They were going good. Fall of wickets at 8, at 0, 8, 8, and 61. So that was a 53-run partnership. Just when they were looking set enough to really go after the bowlers, now they have to regroup, a new man in. It's Deron Davis. So an interesting move here. They've got Bhaskar Yadram as well, but they've opted to go with Deron Davis. With over 8 and over required, we know Deron Davis can strike the ball, but it's always an interesting strategy when you've got Bhaskar Yadram there. They've had faith in Deron Davis. We saw yesterday the New England Eagles really ran into a situation like this. They were chasing 128 set by the Stallions, and they really struggled in that middle over period. In the end, they needed too much in the last 3 or 4 overs. Deron Davis, solid in defense first up. And that's the thing, a tricky surface like this, you don't want to save too much. Even though they do have the power of Deron Davis, Jesse Singh, Bhaskar Yadram, it is quite difficult to bat on it still. You don't want to save 9, 10 and over for the last few overs.
A little interruption while we wait to bring you the feed again. You brought up a great point actually, Matt. The fact that Davis is out there and not Yadram. Do you feel it's because the management feels that a lefty at this stage would be much better, especially with someone who's trying to turn the ball into the left-hander? It becomes easier for him to access the leg side, much like what Home did. Home Beton. Seals would quietly pick up a single, and Kwame Patan would hit it for 4 on the leg side. That could be one way to go about it. Because there's no question about the efficacy of Yadram.
So, some technical issues, but we are back. Once again, Javon Seals would have missed a big over, really, from Aman Patel, a 10-run over. But still a lot of work to be done here for the New Jersey Stallions. They need 50 from 35 balls, 8.5 the asking rate. Deron Davis has come in and has played a couple of shots. And Javon Seals, this is where the experience of Seals coming in, realizing they've had a few big overs in the last 2 or 3, bringing his experience back, backing himself to get a quiet over, pick up a wicket.
It's an interesting ploy, this. Seals coming in the mark. I felt that he's going to follow the template of the opposition where Jesse and Wade decide to hold themselves.
Easy 2 there for Deron Davis. He goes up to 13. Ramratan at the other end on 26 has played a good hand. In the air from Deron Davis. Has he got enough? Yes, he has. He's got all the way. Huge hit that off the bat of Deron Davis. And we were making the point. Deron Davis ahead of Bhaskar Yadram. A bit of an interesting strategy, but so far it's worked out very well for the Stallions. Davis moves up to 19 of just 11 deliveries. And a huge 6 off of Javon Seals, taking on perhaps the Titans' most senior, most experienced bowler. And it's working out quite well here for the Stallions. They're fighting back. Deron Davis leading the charge.
What a terrific hit. Much required. Brings the required rate down to 7.6. That was very close to the furniture. Seals has got a knack of bowling into the stumps from that angle. It gets difficult to negotiate. What a good comeback by Seals. I think the move of Davis before Yadram's been vindified. He's come out with a positive mindset, Matt, and struck 19 at just 12. And he's very cheeky. Good cricket all around. He saved a couple of runs for sure. Shahid with that dive will have a lot of elbow grease to show at the end of the game. Ten runs so far. Matt, where would the last ball be? Outside off or on the middle stump? Neither. Didn't collect the ball. Seals not happy. He felt there's a better opportunity that presented itself at the other end, perhaps. Or is he not happy about the fact that it wasn't collected cleanly? Davis survives. 15 overs gone, 85 for 4.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
85 for 4. 5 overs, 40 required. In T20 standards, yeah, as per the T20 standards, it's easily gettable, but the surface is something that's not assisting the batters much. Remember that it can be a tricky total. 125. Matt, Ram Ratan's innings is also going to be key here. It's a boon for the Stallions that Davis has started off really well.
Yeah, Deron Davis has come out and has played a very good knock so far. He's been out there for 13 balls and he's really made them count 20 off it. And has really mounted somewhat of a fight back here for the Stallions. Still 8 and over required. The Titans have gone back to Anish Patel, who has bowled 2 overs for 3 runs. Bowled a maiden, got the wicket of Mukamala. Much different state of the game. This time though, coming in the 15th over. 2 relatively set men out in the middle. Nicked and gone.
He's got him. Oh, Matt, how important is this wicket given the context of the game? We were talking about Ram Ratan's presence out there being important for the Stallions because Davis is doing well at the other end. But Anish Patel's got the better of Ram Ratan with the one that moves away as late as possible. And what a good catch too.
Brilliant catch from Christopher Van Tol. He's one of the better keepers around. Using that height, that wingspan to his advantage. Stretching out to his right. Diving away, taking the catch. A moment of brilliance behind the stumps from Van Tol. This will get a better view of it. Brilliant. And that is not easy for a tall man to get down that quickly. But Christopher Van Tol is experienced in the wicket-keeping business. Takes a brilliant catch. And Ram Ratan, his hard work is undone by a brilliant bit of fielding. As Bhaskar Yadram walks to the middle.
What a start for Anish. Generating the outside edge, but still, I think that wicket belongs to Van Tol. You mentioned about Tolman finding it difficult to get down on time, but he pouched it. The ball was also dipping. Such a good catch, which he made look a little simpler. Is he already very low, apart from being a keeper, of course? Is he already very low because the ball isn't bouncing as much? That was too full. And this is why Yadram's out there in the middle in the first place. Look how late the ball moves. He thought he's nurdled it in the gap. It wasn't to be Ram Ratan. Splendid catch. A very adventurous Bhaskar Yadram's come out to bat.
This is where the innings can get very interesting. 8.6 and over required, so they've got to perhaps get a boundary and over. And you've got 2 clinical ball beaters out in the middle. Deron Davis on 20 has already hit a few. Bhaskar Yadram, he needs no introduction. We know what he's capable of by now. Bit of work there again from Christopher Van Tol. That catch no doubt has spurred him on behind the stumps. I'm sure will be a lot more vocal, will be a lot more supportive, and will be hustling a lot more like he did just then. Inside edge from Ram Ratan, gloves off in a flash, and away he goes. Doesn't take him long to get to the ball, Christopher Van Tol. Just a couple of strides and he's there.
It's always an advantage, isn't it? You perceive distances differently. 39 in 4.2. It cannot be a one-man effort is what I feel on this track. It has to be Yadram as well contributing. Davis has started off well, but relying too much on him wouldn't be ideal. Yadram's got to contribute too, and Stallions would believe they've got it in their pocket. That's a very good delivery, and it's a great ploy to bring the keeper up to curtail the batters within the crease, because Yadram, when he faced the second ball, ventured out to access gaps on the offside.
This has been a top over from Anish Patel. Only the one and a wicket from it. Can Darren Davis find something? No, he can't. It's a good end. It's a really good end to a really good over from Anish Patel. 3 overs, 1 made and 2 for 4. Brilliant figures from him. 16 gone. It's 86 for 5.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
"86 for 5 New Jersey Stallions. They were tottering initially with 8 for 3. Much like Empire State Titans, who built a partnership in the middle to ensure they get to a respectable total. Neck and neck. "86 for 5, the Stallions now. And the captain's decided to bowl himself out here. The final over from Seals. Of his quota, that is. And it's a very good time for Seals to be applying himself as well, because this is what happened last ball of the previous over. Anish Patel almost getting a wicket. What an over that was. Ball not bouncing much there. Matt, I think Anish has got a bit of funny simadri about him.
Certainly does. He's a player that is very good to disguise the slower deliveries. He's got a lot of them in his arsenal as well. Very clever bowler, and he's got the occasional quicker one. And this is going to be very interesting here for the Empire State Titans. Seals is in for his final over. His last over went for 11. He's bowling here to Darren Davis. They'll pinch one here and they'll get through. But what'll be interesting here is that the Titans have only used 5 bowlers. Tenakun is done, Aman Patel is done, and Seals after this will be done. They've got 1 from Anish Patel, and they've got 2 from Dave Salian. They've got 2 from the youngster Salian. He's gone none for 14 from that 2. As you look at the attempted run out here, there's 3 overs left after this. Does Dave Salian get the next one? Or do the Titans go brave and introduce another option? Yadram has gone a long way back and has connected with that one. Bhaskar Yadram doing what he does best, finding the boundary yet again.
A shot of some authority, that standing tall, and couldn't have chosen a better ball to put away. And this is why Seals was very, very angry about that single being taken. He was quite content bowling to the left-hander. The 23-year-old Yadram connects and the ball sails over. Stand and deliver from Yadram. Why do you need to venture out when you can do this? Is it taken? Yes! Seals completes a catch in his follow-through, and it's a great habit that he's cultivating.
Another fine catch off his own bowling. Javon Seals, he took the one to dismiss Dominic Ricky. He's taken another one to dismiss Bhaskar Yadram. This one probably even more important given the context of this game. And a soft dismissal after a huge hit. Bhaskar Yadram popping one straight back into the hands of Seals. His reaction time is impeccable, Javon.
He learns so quickly. Javon Seals. There was very difficult delivery to hit away. Right at the toe end of the bat. Had to dig it out, Yadram. Just found enough willow on it to send it back to Seals. 88 for 5.
So the captain,
Oh,
Jesse
this game
Singh.
can get tighter than we thought. Matt, this game can get tighter. 31 in 3.2. 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship doesn't disappoint.
You can never walk away from a game, can you? Especially a T20. Seals, 2 deliveries left. He's bowling to Jesse Singh. It's captain versus captain here at Glenville.
Clearly, Jesse Singh won the first battle. Can Seals return the favor? Nine and a wicket. Now Jesse Singh can strike the ball for sure. And the importance of Davis just magnified, being the set batter out there. 19 deliveries, 30 required. Against an Empire State Titans team which loves to field the ball no matter where it is. He's waiting for the umpire's arm to spread. That's not going to happen. He's within the guideline. Seals delivers an important dot delivery. A mixed bag for him as he completes his 4 overs. Unbelievable figures, 25 runs, 3 wickets. He'll be mighty pleased despite the last over going for 9. 95 for 6. 30 required of the last 3. $124 for 6, the Empire State Titans after they were asked to bat first. New Jersey Stallions in reply are 95 for 6. 3 overs, 30 required. But Davis out there striking really well. Jesse Singh's just joined him. Stephen Wick can strike the ball too. It's an interesting contest on our hands. If Empire State Titans ever got to 124, it was because of a sensational 52 from Kwame Patton. Under pressure, batting with the skipper Seals. Young Dave Salian. It's been a big learning curve for him, the 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. Officially sponsored by Lakshmi. It's been a big learning curve for Dave Salian. He's got to translate the confidence that he got with catches yesterday into his bowling today towards the end. And it works. The snowball bouncer works. Matt, what a good start. We haven't seen this ploy for a while.
Yeah, the slower bouncer has become such a well-used tactic in modern-day death bowling. And a perfect start here from Dave Salian. I was just making the point, would the Titans go and perhaps try to kill the game with Anish Patel? Or do they use the 2 they've got from Salian? They've gone with him here. So most likely he'll be bowling the last over. They'd want to get a good 18th from him.
And it's worked out well so far in Stallions' favor. But Stallion, it also depends on how much Anish wants to leave Stallion for the last over. And so far we've seen in 2023 Mile League Cricket Championship 2023, we've seen in this year especially that the batters tend to look forward to the best bowlers in the penultimate over and not the final one. That means the opposition captains are itchy to bowl their best bowler in the 19th over to kill the game. And isn't that a phenomena that we've seen airs in line for the first time, Salian? Isn't that a phenomena that we've seen off late around the world in this format? Get your best bowler to bowl the 19th.
Yeah, certainly they'll be holding back Anish Patel for sure for that 19th over. And Salian, I mentioned he's the only bowler they've got left. He'll have to get a good over in, because most likely he'll be bowling the last. And he's just strayed a little too wide. You can see he's trying to push Jesse Singh outside off. Just going a little bit too wide on a couple of occasions now is Dev Salian. Kwame Patton Jr., what an innings he played. And if the Titans are to get over the line, he for sure will be a candidate for the player of the match. But we've seen some really good bowling as well from the Titans.
Much needed boundary. Matt, much needed boundary. This 100 comes up. Jesse Singh, he's thrown everything at it.
Much needed boundary there for the Stallions, just to ease a little bit of pressure, especially from Jesse Singh. Deron Davis at the other end is on 21. He's the more set man. Both of these players can definitely go from here. 24 from 15. We've got a thriller on our hands here.
This one through the leg side. Well stopped. Knew that he was the only line of defense there, Shahid. And he's been good on the field today. No matter where you post him, first on the offside inside the ring. Then for the left-hander, he was behind point. And now in the deep.
It's Dave Gandhi
What is the young
wearing the
Stallion
shirt of Shahid Ahmadzai. He's been all over the field. And this has been a really good over from Dave Salian. Aside from the 4 and a couple of wides, once he's got his line right, he's managed to really contain Jesse Singh. Can he do the same to Deron Davis?
Will travel the distance. Suddenly this over is torn apart. Young Salian getting a taste of cricket in the region, being so very good. Look at the margin of error, Matt. It's reduced drastically for Dave. Davis swivels and swivels well.
The Stallions will be glad they've gotten this over. 13 has come off it. So a single to end the 18th. It's 109 for 6. 16 from the final 2 needed.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
28 at 20 for Deron Davis. Holds the key to take his team over the line. Captain Jesse Singh has produced a boundary. And he's kept his team in the hunt. Stephen Wick can bat Arjun can swing the bat too. Both these teams have relied on the middle order. Anish Patel will bowl out. And he's bowling the penultimate over in the contest. As Matt predicted. Now with the angle coming into the left-hander. But the keeper is not standing up to the stumps. That's the only difference. Matt, what would be a good line for Jesse Singh here?
I think Anish Patel has just perhaps got to stick with that slower delivery. Maybe force him a little bit out wide. We saw how good that slower delivery has worked, especially with the surface a few could keep low. With 15 from 11, we saw 14 come off the over from Dev Salian. He'll be bowling the final over, I'd want to think for sure. So how much does Anish Patel keep in the bag for the young Salian?
Mantle believes there is something to appeal for. Priceless dot delivery this. Absolutely priceless dot delivery. Pressure on Jesse Singh after his runner ball 6. Still get a feeling that Davis has got to face the bulk of the balls. Great effort by Vantil. An underage would do. Singh has scored more runs behind the wicket today. Pressure. This game can get too close for comfort as well, Matt. New Jersey Stallions would want to accumulate as many in this over. How many do you think they'd want to leave for the final over? Davis knows that he's got the batting prowess to get the couple of sixes that's much required. That'll almost put a full stop to this game. But that's what Seals is hoping for as well, that he goes for the big shot here, Davis. Take it away, Matt.
Another good delivery from Anish Patel. Chopped into the ground early from Deron Davis, and there's that line and length. That slower delivery just outside the off stump has been very difficult to hit. We saw it yesterday as well. I mentioned with Xavier Marshall was really looking to pull him into the leg side, just wasn't getting hold of it. Got struck on the body quite a few times. Very clever bowler is Anish Patel. You mentioned the similarity to Fani Simhadri, who ran away with the most wickets last year in the minor league. Anish Patel could be a name in the making.
Definitely. Someone to watch out for. The 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. Good slower delivery once again. The idea is to make it slower than the batter is expecting. And it's our funny game, isn't it? It might hit you in the hip, it might hit you on the head, it's still called a leg bye.
Hustle through there. Jesse Singh taking one right on the upper thigh. 12 needed from 7 deliveries rather. Can Anish Patel close it off? He's been phenomenal today, as he was yesterday. Deron Davis, the man on 30. Big ball here. Davis has got enough. Deron Davis has got hold of that one. A huge 6 to finish the 19th and has spoiled what was a magical over from Anish Patel. Right in the slot. and given the treatment from Deron Davis. And just like that, it's down to run a ball. And you can see the look to the sky from Deron Davis. That has relieved a lot of pressure.
This is great camera work and storytelling as well. You could sense the ball falling somewhere in the background, and Davis lets out a sigh. 119 for 6 with a runner ball required in the final over. 3 wickets for Javon Seals. That's what's kept them in the game. Anish Patel was excellent up until the last delivery of the day for him. And Dave Stallion might have gone wicketless, but he's got to produce an over with a cushion of 5 runs. Things do get down to the wire. Here at Glenville Cricket Complex, nobody's moved. Jesse Singh. He might surprise everyone by going for a big shot himself, now that only 6 required of the last over. And Dave Stalion's been rewarded with a slip in place. That's because Jesse Singh has produced an outside edge that's gone for 4. Has produced an inside edge, which was a crucial single that brought Davis back on strike. Stallion with the first ball. The idea is correct. Execution's wrong. Trying to draw him outside off. Matt, it's the 3rd wide delivery. Pressure on the young Dave Stallion.
Yeah, you mentioned the idea, certainly looking to make him reach for it. But the execution, as we saw in the last over, he bowled just a little bit off, a little too wide. But Deron Davis at the other end, a big 6 to get them here. Former youth player for the West Indies, Jesse Singh. Is that the game? Yes, it is. He's almost sent it into the adjacent field. And Jesse Singh, leading by example for the New Jersey Stallions, finishes the game in some bit of style. Hasn't dragged it on too long. He's saying, you know what? It's time to finish this contest. What a shot, Suhas.
It's a Yorker that's gone terribly wrong, and Jesse Singh's accepted the offer with both hands. Sends it sailing straight down the ground. A perfect end to the contest, which was very well fought by Captain Jesse Singh. Looks towards the skies and knows the importance of this victory in the contest of the tournament. The context keeps changing every weekend, remember that. The Stallions win by 4 wickets and they want to keep the momentum going. First humbled the New England Eagles, now the Empire State Titans and their team, which is so good in fielding. 125 was made to look like 140, but the calmness of Devon and Jesse Singh's strike towards the end has brought them home.
Back-to-back victories here for the New Jersey Stallions. This is the New Jersey Stallions that the country has come to know after experiencing a couple of defeats. It was all going to be, how do the Stallions respond, especially when you have a side like this, a franchise that aren't really used to losing. How does that affect the mentality? How does that affect the fight in this Stallion side? Clearly it hasn't. They've come back here to Glenville, 2 from 2 over the weekend, and I'm sure they don't want this weekend to end.
Like many of us, never want the weekend to end. Dominic Ricky didn't score a run today. I think that's a point of concern because there were a couple of changes that were made up top. Cameron Delport didn't fire either. Saiteja Mukamala was better with a ball in hand today. And Munang Patel, 28 or 28, was an innings of substance because that's what was required at that stage. Resurrection. Ram Ratan, phenomenal with his 27. Deron Davis justifying getting the nod ahead of Bhaskar Yadram in going out to bat. Bhaskar producing an 8 of 5, again what the team required. And the captain Jesse Singh staying there till the end to get it done. 3 for Javon Seals. Anish Patel picked up 2 and put a lot of pressure on the New Jersey Stallions. But Dave Stallion in his 3.1, very expensive as he's still learning the vagaries of playing sport at this level. Tenakon with this 1 wicket was impressive too. What a day, Matt. Absolutely magnificent day of cricket. The New Jersey Stallions winning the toss, choosing to field first, getting 125 to score, and this is how they went about it. Seals in his first over, picking up wickets for fun. Dominic Ricky didn't last long. Gifting a catch to Seals in that manner. A soft dismissal of a hardcore hitter. Mukamalla almost gifting it to Dave. No, perhaps not Dave. That could have been taken. Mukamalla was surviving these instances where the ball fell just short of the fielder a couple of times. It was such an exciting first over from Seals. Every ball was an event. Delport, after crunching one through the offside in that manner, very soon realized that this wicket can have mood swings. The very next delivery, one that sneaks past him, opens the gate with the middle stump dead. Matt, it was a phenomenal over, and that's where the third wicket also fell. On 8, very good catch from Kwame Patton.
Mentioned how good Kwame Patton especially was in the field. This one as well. Dave Salian had a bit of a rough day in the field, as with the ball, but was contested by some very good hitting. That one from Raymond Ramratan, getting it away from 4. And this was really the partnership that could have been broken right here. Put down, and this was the rough day I mentioned. Dave Salian will feel he should have taken that one. Ramratan carried the fight. We saw a big partnership from these two. Monank Patel and Raymond Ramratan putting up 53. And the runs kept coming here. This was Monank Patel. Played a couple of those inside-out drives and looked really fluent. And Suhas, when you look back on this victory for the Stallions, this partnership will certainly play a big part.
Absolutely. It wasn't a very flashy innings, but again, it was the gritty innings, the ugly runs scored, which mattered the most. Monank Patel's 22 or 24 is not an innings that he'll talk about for posterity, but it's the innings that mattered at that stage. Only kicked on when it was required. The leading edge brought an end to him. And this was an inflection point in the entire game because Monank Patel, the seasoned campaigner, was back in the hut. Davis got an odd ahead of Yadram today. And Davis produced some magical sixes at very, very crucial moments of the game. And more importantly, came back unconquered. This was a phenomenal take that opened the game up once again with Ramratan trying to score runs in the third man region, but finding a very tall Vantel. Yadram's lone 6 provided some impetus, after which he had to depart. Seals hasn't put a foot wrong today with the ball in hand. This eased the pressure, Matt. This boundary. Jesse Singh.
Yeah, certainly may have softened up Dave Salian a little bit. And then that one from Deron Davis really doubled the doses. That one going all the way for 6. And this right here, perhaps the match-winning 6 from Deron Davis. That certainly took a lot of pressure off.
Absolutely right. That left 6 to be scored in the last over with an over that started off with a wide. Made it simpler. And it looked like Jesse Singh already knew the cards. Was waiting for one outside off. It helped that it was a comfortable height full toss. A friendly full toss dispatched straight down the ground for 6 to seal the deal. Jesse Singh, the captain. Much needed win for the New Jersey Stallions. So it's been a weekend that they wouldn't want to forget at all. First humbling the New England Eagles, now the Stallions winning against the Empire State Titans. The upshot of the game, 124 for 6. The Empire State Titans, after being asked to bat first, Jesse Singh with his 2 wickets was crucial for the Stallions to provide regular interval wickets, especially up top. And he was ably helped by Stephen Big with that 1 wicket too that doesn't feature in here. Sachin was expensive today. Sai Teja was wonderful with the ball in hand. It was Patton with a bat in hand that provided the impetus for Empire State Titans to get anywhere near a respectable total. And Seals 20 was also an innings of substance. New Jersey Stallions in reply, 36 of 23 for Jerron Davis, which was peppered with sixes at crucial moments of the game. Monang Patel's 28 of 28 was an innings that any youngster can learn a lot from. It was played under circumstances where the ball was spinning a lot more, not bouncing enough, and this pitch was a minefield. Ram Ratan's 27 provided a great extra pair of hands for Monang Patel to string together a good partnership. Seals hasn't put a foot wrong today with the ball in hand. Runs with a bat, 3 wickets with a ball, and Patel's 2 wickets were also great to watch indeed. But it's the New Jersey Stallions who were cool, calm and collected and got the job done. All in all, a great day of cricket. A day that youngsters can learn a lot from. That T20 cricket is not always about flashbang cricket. There are moments in the game that you need to win. And it's a collection of those moments that can ensure that you can be on the right side of the result as well. On behalf of our entire crew, and a big thank you to Matthew, my co-commentator. I'm Suhas Vedam. We'll meet you very soon in another game of cricket at the 2023 Minor League Cricket Championship. Until then, stay safe.